Giving you the headlines first, Union Home Minister Amit Shah dismisses terrorism charge against Manipur violence, says differences will be resolved after elections. MPCC President 𝗵𝗂𝐻𝐿 writes to Prime Minister to declare May 5 hailstorm in Manipur as natural disaster, to sanction at least ₹200 crore for storm victims. NIMPAL resents belittling MEIRA PAIBIS image during election times by vesting interests. Hello 𝗓𝗓𝗄, this is Northeast Window and you're watching English News with me, Jessie THIYAM. Now the news in detail. Union Home Minister and BJP leader Amit Shah in an interview has dismissed terrorism charges against ethnic violence that broke out in May between Kuki and Meitei communities in May 2023. According to reports in national media, the Union Home Minister stressed that the government would need to resolve differences between the two communities through dialogue and empathy. It will be the priority of the BJP government after elections that they hold discussions with both the sides and come up with an amicable solution. The situation in neighboring Myanmar has added to the problem, but the government has taken steps like fencing off the border and regulating the free movement regime along the India-Myanmar border, Amit said in the interview. Chief Minister of Manipur N. Biren also claimed that the peaceful situation in Manipur had been disrupted by the infusion of people from the outside Myanmar and hailed the Prime Minister Narendra Modi-led government's decision to remove the free movement regime. The relief fund sanctioned for hailstorm-affected families is equivalent to pouring salt into Loktak Lake. The inability to declare the violent hailstorm as national disaster by the state government is evident of the fact that the relation between the state government and the center has severed. This was stated by President of MPCC 𝗂𝐻𝐿. The MPCC president was speaking to media persons on the sidelines of an inspection visit to residents of one Sobam Manakton of Langthaba Lep Mayai Laikai in Nauria Pakhang Lakpa, whose house was damaged by the violent hailstorm which swept across the state on May 5. 𝗵𝗂𝐻𝐿 further questioned how would the 6.90 crore relief fund sanction amount announced by the government make up the loss of the affected people. Further questioning why the state government could not pressurize the center to declare the calamity as a natural disaster, he expressed concern if the relation between the state and central government isn't good anymore. He further pointed out with the sanction amount, each affected family of 5,600 in Imphal East and 6,053 in Imphal West would receive only 1,000 rupees each, and that at least 200 crore rupees is needed to alleviate the hardship of the affected families, he said. 𝗵𝗂𝐻𝐿 also shared that MPCC has written to Prime Minister Narendra Modi to declare the May 5 hailstorm as natural disaster and to sanction additional relief fund to compensate the affected victims.
Concrete measures masi karino central government ki state government ga mari phatrabra haibase akoi wakhal khalakpa haibitare loinana hauji choibase officially announced over 15,425 houses damaged away yum kai sonre haibasidi thona masi yamgre aduna masi yami masi digi hena so masulai ani se akoina soibasida mahi marong adagi farm toba vegetable farmer sing paksana manghankiba adagi sa loiba yen gi farm toba o gi farm toba san gi farm toba mayam yam tina destroy tokre mangre masida office na lauthoiba 15,425 sidadi crore chani de gi tadana masigi fund kama relief ama masigi relief fund ama darkar de 200 crore officially announced to masigi ga hire gadi maramdi as per national disasters authority ki magi sugumba disasters focus sida tawbise yum phadana sokona lagama lising kun le adagi party soko khara farm gi punjalagadi crore chani haibasidi minimum it requires.
General Secretary of 𝗔𝗡𝗄𝐻𝐸 𝗵𝘁𝘁𝗵 NIMPAL as Santi Lema termed it extremely unfortunate that the pristine status and image of MEIRA PAIBIS is often sabotaged by some individuals with vested interest during the times of elections. She said this while speaking at the observance of 10th Foundation Day of NIMPAL at Manipur Press Club's 𝗨𝗏𝗏 Hall today. All Manipur Women's Social Reformation and Development Samaj President T.H. Ramani, Apunba Manipur 𝗵𝗂𝗏 𝐷 Advisor K.H. Anandi, Apunba Manipur 𝗵𝗂𝗏 𝐷 President 𝐿 𝗵𝗂𝗏 𝗵𝗂𝗏 Apunba 𝐷 President T.H. Ibeyama, Nongpok Lenghang Apunba Nupi 𝐷 President 𝗰𝗵𝗲, Tami President 𝗰𝗵𝗀, Anul President 𝐿 Thaubal Ima President T. Bimola, Ichan President T. Premita, Machalema President Amushana were among the notable personalities present at the event. Floral tributes were also offered to deceased members of NIMPAL as part of the observance. Speaking further, NIMPAL General Secretary as Santi Lema noted that MEIRA PAIBIS of the state have been taking a major role in addressing various issues. Lauding that their courage and valor are inimitable, she expressed extreme disappointment that oftentimes during elections their prestigious image of MEIRA PAIBIS seems to shift due to conduct of some individuals with vested interest. Stressing the need for collective efforts to improve the economy and usher in more development in the state, as Santi said that NIMPAL has been active in tackling various issues in the state and assured that the organization will continue to work for the welfare of the state.
Manipur kunai sothaba konanabagidamata isang tangnaga lagin songthokminaba haiba sigumba mayam sigi 𝗰𝗵𝗀 ꯖꯒ꯭ꯔꯦ ꯆꯥꯎꯊꯣꯛꯆꯔꯛꯄꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯅꯨꯡꯁꯤꯕ ꯄꯜꯂꯤꯕ ꯑꯄꯨꯟꯕꯗꯨꯝꯅ ꯉꯁꯤ ꯐꯥꯎꯕꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯂꯩꯕꯥꯛꯀꯤ ꯏꯁꯨ ꯀꯌꯥꯗ ꯆꯪꯁꯤꯟꯗꯨꯅ ꯃꯒꯦꯟ ꯊꯥꯗꯨꯅ ꯂꯥꯛꯏ ꯉꯁꯤꯃꯛ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯗ ꯁꯦꯟꯃꯤꯠꯂꯣꯟꯗ ꯈꯨꯟꯅꯥꯏꯔꯣꯟꯗ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯁꯣꯊꯔꯤꯕ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯄꯨꯝꯅꯃꯛ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯅꯤꯄꯥꯜꯅ ꯁꯦꯟꯃꯤꯠꯂꯣꯟꯁꯦ ꯏꯀꯣꯅꯣꯃꯤꯗ ꯁꯣꯟꯊꯔꯕꯅꯤ나 ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯀꯩꯗꯧꯒꯗꯒꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯅꯤꯄꯥꯜꯒꯤ ꯃꯦꯝꯕꯔꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯈꯟꯅꯖꯕꯗ ꯀꯦꯟꯗꯜ ꯃꯦꯀꯤꯡ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯀꯣꯔꯣꯅꯥꯒꯤ ꯃꯃꯥꯡ ꯆꯍꯤ 2 ꯇꯧꯈꯤꯕꯗꯨꯁꯨ ꯀꯦꯟꯗꯜ ꯃꯦꯀꯤꯡ ꯆꯍꯤ 2 ꯇꯧꯗꯅ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯐꯥꯎꯗ ꯀꯦꯟꯗꯜꯁꯦ ꯁꯥꯕ ꯇꯝꯕꯤꯗꯅ ꯑꯗꯒꯤ ꯁ꯭ꯋꯤꯁ ꯃꯦꯀꯤꯡ ꯇꯧꯗꯅ ꯑꯗꯒꯤ ꯄꯦꯄꯔ ꯕꯦꯒ ꯁꯥꯗꯅ ꯃꯁꯔꯨꯝ ꯄ꯭ꯂꯥꯟꯇꯦꯁꯟ ꯇꯧꯗꯅ ꯈꯣꯠꯇꯅ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯗ ꯅꯨꯄꯤꯁꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯊꯕꯛ ꯁꯨꯅ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯌꯥꯕ ꯏꯀꯣꯅꯣꯃꯤꯗ ꯍꯦꯟꯅ ꯆꯥꯎꯈꯠꯄ ꯃꯥꯟꯅꯕ ꯊꯥꯛꯇ ꯊꯝꯅꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇ ꯑꯀꯟꯕ ꯆꯦꯛꯁꯤꯟ ꯊꯧꯔꯥꯡ ꯂꯧꯈꯠꯇꯨꯅ ꯂꯥꯛꯏ ꯃꯇꯨꯡꯗꯁꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯂꯦꯞꯄ ꯂꯩꯇꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯆꯪꯁꯤꯟꯖꯈꯤꯒꯅꯤ.
In a heartbreaking incident, a 13-year-old minor girl tragically drowned in Chiri River, Joypur Part 2, Mayai Laikai, flowing to the east of Joypur Kasar district around 3:15 last afternoon. The deceased girl has been identified as R.K. Malemsana, 13, daughter of R.K. Rajit Singh and R.K. Sanathoibi Devi. The tragic incident occurred when Malemsana, along with other friend, namely O Neha, were trying to cross the river by swimming to see of another friend, Anu, from across Joypur Kanakpur River. Malemsana reportedly died after she was swept away by strong currents of the water. Neha also drowned in trying to rescue the deceased minor. However, fortunately, a non-Manipuri sand miner working nearby managed to save Neha but could not rescue Malemsana. Locals continued the search for over 1.5 hours but to no avail. Later, SDRF Department Silchar Government of Assam plunged into the river and searched for the missing girl using water pump boat. The lifeless body of the minor was found around 8:15 last night. The dead body was taken by the Silchar Medical College by a team of Joypur Police Department for post-mortem. All Manipur recognized Private Schools Welfare Association, Bishnupur District Private Schools Development Council, in collaboration with DESAM, organized an academic discourse on foundation stage under NEO 2020 at JN Dance Academy today. Speaking on the occasion, President DESAM 𝗵𝗂𝗏𝗶 lamented the failure in implementation of NEP 2020 in the state. Even though NEP 2020 is in force, the state government hasn't been able to implement the policy in total and there is lack of trained teachers for pre-nursery to class 1, he stated. It may be noted that DESAM has appealed to the state government for establishment of a teachers training in the state. During the discourse, the state of affairs of private schools were discussed. The lack of proper guidelines for recruitment of teachers for private schools was thoroughly discussed. After the discourse, a resolution will be made and presented to the state government.
ꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯇꯣꯉꯥꯟ ꯇꯣꯉꯥꯟꯕ ꯂꯣꯟꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯇꯩ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯗꯨ ꯉꯥꯡꯊꯣꯔꯛꯄ ꯏꯊꯣꯔꯛꯄ ꯂꯥꯛꯆꯕꯅꯦꯕ ꯃꯤ ꯑꯃꯅ ꯃꯄꯨꯡ ꯐꯥꯅ ꯃꯥꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯋꯥꯈꯜ ꯈꯟꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯁꯤ ꯃꯃꯥꯂꯣꯟ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯈꯪꯕ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯃꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯋꯥꯈꯜ ꯈꯜꯂꯛꯄ ꯉꯝꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯃꯔꯨ ꯑꯣꯏ ꯍꯥꯏꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯈꯜꯂꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ NIPCC ꯆꯠꯅꯔꯦ ꯁ꯭ꯇꯦꯠꯁꯤꯒꯤꯁꯨ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯆꯠꯅꯔꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯍꯧꯈ꯭ꯔꯕꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯃꯁꯤꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯔꯨꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯐꯥꯎꯟꯗꯦꯁꯟ ꯁ꯭ꯇꯦꯠꯁꯤ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯊꯦꯡꯅꯔꯤꯕ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯣꯕ꯭ꯂꯦꯝꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯈꯔ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯂꯩ ꯃꯔꯨꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯆꯠꯅꯔꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯑꯣꯖꯥ ꯑꯣꯏꯒꯗꯣꯏꯁꯤꯗꯤ ꯃꯇꯥꯛꯄꯤꯗꯕꯒꯤ ꯑꯣꯖꯥꯗꯣ ꯍꯥꯟꯅ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯑꯣꯖꯥ ꯑꯃꯁꯤ ꯍꯦꯛꯇ ꯇꯥꯛꯁꯤꯟꯕ ꯌꯥꯗꯦ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ 𝗷𝗴𝗏 ꯏꯟꯁꯇꯤꯇ꯭ꯌꯨꯁꯟ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯅ ꯏ.ꯁꯤ.ꯁꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯅ ꯃꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯃꯔꯝꯗ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯈꯪꯂꯕ ꯃꯁꯤꯗ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯇ꯭ꯔꯦꯟ ꯇꯧꯔꯕ ꯑꯣꯖꯥꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯇꯥꯛꯄꯤ ꯇꯝꯕꯤꯒꯗꯕꯅꯤ ꯂꯥꯏꯕꯛ ꯊꯤꯕꯗꯤ ꯁ꯭ꯇꯦꯠꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯃꯁꯤꯗ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯀ꯭ꯋꯥꯂꯤꯐꯥꯏ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯃꯤꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤ ꯊꯤꯕ ꯌꯥꯅ ꯂꯩ ꯍꯥꯏꯇꯥꯔꯦ.
The newly constructed RCC market shed at 𝗷𝗶𝘱𝗶𝗏 market was inaugurated today. Former member of 𝗵𝗁 𝐶𝐠 inaugurated the market by cutting ribbon. The inaugural event organized by 𝗔𝗡𝗏 𝐻𝗃 Development Committee 𝗍𝗴𝗲 was also attended by Vice President of NNPDC 𝗍𝗴𝗲 𝗃𝗀𝗃, Advisor 𝗰𝗵𝗶 𝗵𝗏𝗃, Salam Naba, among others. Speaking on the occasion, former 𝗵𝗁 ZP member 𝗁𝗡𝗏 said the market shed was constructed under state finance with the objective to do away with problem of lack of vending sites in the area. Pointing out that markets play a major role in boosting the economy of the state, he called upon the people to smoothly run and develop the market to improve the overall economy of the state. Now let us take a short break. We'll be right back.
Step into a world of endless possibilities with 18 dynamic faculties and 180+ courses. Unlock your potential with industrial-ready training and placements. SGT University, empowering tomorrow's leaders.
Of trusted diagnostic service, Babina Diagnostics.
Welcome back. Search operations and area domination were conducted by security forces in the fringe and vulnerable areas of hill and valley districts during the last 24 hours between May 8 and 9 as per a report from Manipur Police Control Room. During the operations, security forces arrested 2 individuals suspected to be cadres of UNLFK. They have been identified as 𝗲𝗏𝗃, aged 36, and 𝗵𝗁𝗃, 43 years. 1,17,360 rupees cash, 40 live rounds, 2 walkie-talkies, 20 grams of suspected heroin, 1 gold chain, 1 gold ring and other miscellaneous items were recovered from the possession, the report said. On the other hand, movement of 192 and 204 vehicles along National Highway 37 and National Highway 2 respectively with essential items were ensured. Strict security measures were taken up in all vulnerable locations and security convoy was provided along sensitive stretches in order to ensure free and safe movement of the vehicles, it added. A total of 125 checkpoints were installed in different districts of Manipur, both in the hills and the valley, and police detained 98 persons in connection with violations in different districts of the state, the report continued. The Supreme Court today granted interim bail to Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal until June 1 in a money laundering case arising from the alleged Delhi excise policy scandal. He has been directed to surrender to the prison authorities by June 2. The Supreme Court, while granting him interim bail, also directed that Arvind Kejriwal shall not visit Chief Minister's office and Delhi Secretariat. A bench comprising Justices Khanna and Dipankar Datta said they will be passing a detailed order over the matter soon. The judges earlier pointed out that it would be wrong on the part of the Chief Minister to exercise his official duties or sign files if he were to obtain interim bail. Such a development would have a cascading effect, Justice Khanna observed. The Directorate of Enforcement ED opposed the grant of any interim bail to the AAP leader, saying that if unscrupulous politicians are given bail for campaigning, none of them can ever be arrested, as elections are an all-year-round phenomenon in India. After the ED filed its affidavit, the AAP in a press release said that a complaint was lodged with the Supreme Court's registry since the affidavit is a blatant disregard of legal procedures. Considering that the matter is already studied for a final decision in the top court today, Kejriwal was arrested on March 21, barely days after the Model Code of Conduct for the general election was declared on March 16. He is presently lodged in the Tihar jail on his 6th stretch of remand till May 20. Before we end, let's take a quick look at the headlines once again. Union Home Minister Amit Shah dismisses terrorism charge against Manipur violence, says differences will be resolved after elections. MPCC President 𝗵𝗴𝗲𝗀 writes to Prime Minister to declare May 5 hailstorm in Manipur as natural disaster, to sanction at least Rs 200 crore for storm victims. NIMPAL resents belittling MEIRA PAIBIS image during election times by vested interest. And that is all we have for now, but for more news updates, keep watching Northeast Window News.